Good afternoon. All right, so boat got all set up overnight. It's rock hard, all finished off, looking real pretty. And I got a nice surprise today. I got in my fiberglass cloth tape. By the way, if I was really impressed by them. It's the Fiberglass Warehouse in Lordstown, Ohio, and I was supposed to get this, I think, the 15th or so, and actually came in today, which is, the 11th. So they got it in really quick, so I was very happy about that. So what I'll be doing next is coming along here and kind of roughing up slash getting any kind of bumps and stuff like that along these edges that I'm going to tape off and epoxy down and fiberglass over with that tape, and try and get all these joints and everything like this and around it taken care of with that tape, and hopefully that'll set up because it's nice and warm right now, but I want to try and get this done before it rains. I think it's going to start raining tomorrow morning. That's what the forecast says. So want to go ahead and get that done, and then hopefully I'll be able to get my fiberglass cloth and actually start doing the entire thing. So I'm thinking right now the idea is that I'm going to do the edges today, and then whenever I'm able to get in the cloth, go ahead and put down my layer of cloth. Then I will probably paint over it, and then here another layer of epoxy, and of course put in my red oak runners, here and on the other side, and that way everything's epoxied over, including the paint. And I'll put a layer of fiberglass probably over the runners, just to keep them in place and watertight and everything like that. So yeah, things are coming along good. Now that I got all these edges prepped and sanded down, all my joints sanded down smooth, I'm going to clean it off with a damp rag. And this is mainly just try and smooth it out, but also rough it up just a hair. That way I have something for my fiberglass and epoxy to adhere to. But got all these edges done. I'm going to come back with a little bit of filler and try and lessen this edge here. There's a little bit of an edge underneath. So I want to come back with just a tad bit of filler and try and get that filled in. But yeah, so it's dusty, but needs to be done. So got all the edges, all the joints. What I went ahead and did is cut all my small pieces I'm going to be using along these edges, because right now it's a little bit windy, and I'm thinking probably what I'm going to end up doing for the full length pieces is I'll have to go ahead and get this wetted down. That way I can be able to have something to stick my fiberglass to, that I can cut it whenever I get to the end and do that on the sides. But what it is, I went ahead and I got them kind of laid out as I need them. So these pieces here, or sorry, well, whoa, wait a second. There we go. These pieces right here are for this wider part, because I'm going to try to epoxy all across, or I'm going to try to fiberglass all across all these screws. So it's going to take about 3 pieces on each side overlapping. I want to make sure I get a good coverage. And also left about a 2.5 inch overhang in length. That way I can come up here with it and all the way down. That way whenever I run my full length pieces, it's covering everything. And on edges where it's going to be going around a bend, I went ahead and cut them halfway in the length that I needed. Same thing on this one where it's going to bend around. That way I don't have any folding or wadding up of this stuff. I can just be able to put it on there and overlap it over top of each other. And that way I don't have any pockets or possible pockets. So yeah, I'll go ahead and mix up the epoxy, and I'll put down a first coat on it. Then I'll adhere my fiberglass mat or fiberglass cloth on here, get it in place like I want it, and then go back over it and get all the bubbles out. And you want to work from the center outwards on this. Make sure you get all the bubbles out of it. That way you don't have any space for water to possibly leak in. Okay, just got finished up for the day. Got all this taken care of. Got it's already setting up. That's good. So I'm not going to go ahead and do these sides just because I don't want to mix up a whole nother batch. And plus with it cooling off, I'm afraid of and not setting up in time for me to be able to put straps on it and stuff, because we're supposed to be getting some storms coming. But it's still protected. It should be fun. And yeah, so made some pretty good progress today. Tomorrow, if it's not raining, I'll be able to work on some more and get that done. But overall, I'm pretty happy with the progress I made. For anybody that's, might decide to do this, or for some ungodknown reason take my advice on things, I'd suggest making your epoxy for doing this up in smaller batches. I went a little bit lighter on the hardener just because I was hoping to get more time out of it. But whenever it's a decent temperature, like it was 70 degrees today or something like that, it set up a lot quicker than I was expecting. So it's, instead of it's, the saying of it's better to have more than, or if what's the saying? There we go. It's if a little is good, a lot is better. You want to start off with a small batch. If you have to make up more of it, go ahead and make up more of it, because this stuff, it is kind of expensive. It's like about $100 or so for a gallon of the resin, and then $25-30, I guess, for the hardener. So you really don't want to waste it. Make it in smaller batches. If you run out, you can always make more. Plastic gloves and popsicle sticks stirred up aren't too expensive compared to the resin. But still, lesson learned, and it's I'm still happy with the progress that I made today, and I'm ready to work on this again tomorrow. It seems like every day it's getting a little bit closer, and that's exciting. All right, thank you.